Hello and welcome! This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Hearts of Iron 4, and we're continuing on with the Free India campaign. And here's our bid for freedom. We are in a civil war currently. We are the Indian People's Republic, and we're fighting against India proper. Now, I have noticed a couple things. First off, we are already part of the Commonwealth. I didn't actually have to do anything for that to happen. Also, I was a little bit confused at the end of the video because when the Civil War first started, I checked the details, and it looked like they outnumbered me in troops, but I think I probably just needed to wait a little bit of time for this to update, as it now says 0. So, at the moment, we have no opposition. Now, we do have a lot less troops than we had before the Civil War started, and as a matter of fact, I've also noticed that the convoys we had has also dropped significantly. So I don't know if these are things we'll recover when the war is over. I somehow doubt it. But in any case, what I think I'm going to do here is just try and get this over with as quickly as possible, because as much as the opposition has no troops now, they may have troops if I wait too long. So what I'd like to do is just capture as much territory as possible. So we're just going to do... No... I didn't really want it to go that way. And you can go there. And you can go here, then there. And then where do we have you going? Just make a beeline for the city. Alright, so we'll try and capture territory. I mean, I see factories here and there. I'll try and capture those as well. Alright, away we go. So I'm going to be focusing on my own thing right now, not on Japan or any of that other stuff that's going on. Although, interestingly enough, I now see the Chinese troops, and I wonder if it's because of the communist Chinese. Now, they're technically not part of our faction, but maybe we're allied to them? I mean, technically, Comintern, the Soviet Union, should not be at war. If we take a look at Mongolia, they're not at war. They're part of the Comintern. If we look at the Soviet Union, they're not at war. But they are sending volunteers to... yeah, so both People's Republic of China and China itself. So they are helping out. That's probably why they can see. Alright, well, hopefully we'll get some volunteers sent our way as well. In the meantime, we're just going to let time go. Now, the enemy does have air superiority over me, but I don't feel like it's really worth sending my planes against them. And, you know, giving my planes missions when there are no... Oh. Oh, I misread that for a second there. I thought that was an enemy troop. That was just because I was misreading the map. What does their flag look like, India? Oh, so it's the old flag. Okay, got it. I'm a little bit concerned about supplies, but it looks like we're okay for the most part. So we're going to capture the city. I'll probably just move on to Delhi and capture the capital. I don't know if we get an indicator of what... Oh, crap. I didn't mean to do that. I don't think we get an indicator of what their unity is. Oh, no, they're at 60%. So they actually have better national unity than I do, which is kind of crap. All right. But it's still 60%. We'll have a good number of victory points once we capture the capital. And I think I'll just have this soldier continue along the coast here. And honestly, that might be all we need to do. So I'm just going to have you march straight in there. Capture that city, which is worth 3 victory points. And you, once you are done here, I want to have you come in and capture Delhi. And that should do it. I don't see really any other cities. You can start marching this way. You're already marching. I mean, we could tell you to do more things here, like go that way. Then you can go that way. Then we'll just start trying to capture as much territory as we can. We can take a look at the war itself. So right now they are... Okay, so they're only 13% towards capitulation, but hopefully once we get Delhi, that will really tie it up. I don't see any other cities around, so... Okay, so we have that factory. Just gonna have you continue to go like that. And then you can circle around. You can come up this way. That's not what I want you to do. There, like that. There are British troops in the area, but I shouldn't be at war with Britain. Let me take a look at that really quickly. I want to make sure I'm not selected on any troops. Yeah. They're just allies, and, you know, they're not marked as enemies on here, so I don't think we'll see anything going on with that. Our supply continuing. Again, still pretty good. What is our status now? We just captured a city. That should change things. We're still only 25%. Let's just have you start capturing these coastal regions. Probably not necessary once we capture Delhi, but you never know. They might be able to recruit troops before I am able to finish them off. Oh, okay, there we go. So we just got some equipment and other things. We did regain convoys, so that's good. Although I know for a fact we had more than that before the war started. So we just won. It wasn't too hard. There was no opposition. I'll keep that soldier where they are. You can just stick in the city you're in. You can come down this way. You can strategically redeploy down here. And you can strategically redeploy over there. And we're going to have to rebuild our army now because we lost a ton of troops through that war. I mean, I'm going to let a little bit of time pass here, but I just get this feeling that the troops that we lost when the Civil War started, it probably was just whatever units happened to be in the region that flipped over to the enemy just got wiped out. And we were just unlucky because probably most of the troops were up north. All right, well, we are officially free now, I guess. Let's go ahead and take a look at ourselves. So we are a member of the Commonwealth, and I don't even remember what focus I'm working on. Oh yeah, we're working to get our other research slot. And at this point, I am recruiting mountain troops, and I could reset the location. So we'll reset it to Delhi. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to want these troops somewhere else. Let's say we'll strategically redeploy them over here. So you can be strategically redeployed to here. And I also want to recruit normal infantry, and we'll set them up. I guess we'll put them in Delhi as well. Now, I think I'm going to turn off that priority. And I may want to do more infantry like that. And factories. I don't know if we have them yet. Okay, we've got all our factories back. They just lost a lot of their production efficiency, probably. And I also probably have to reset factory production and things, because we probably lost a lot of that. So I'm going to assume that there should have been a civilian factory here. And that's probably good for now. We could do another one in the Delhi state. And we were probably also supposed to have a military factory in here. And then I'll put another one in Delhi as well. All right, well, that's going to be our construction project for now. How's the war over here going? So Japan's continuing to make gains. But at the moment, they're holding out. All right, so let's take a look at what we have. So as far as the bonuses go, we still have these penalties here. And I don't really honestly know if there's a way to get rid of those. We also have the ability... I want to switch to extensive conscription. So I'm going to save up for that. Because we're going to need to rebuild our army and get our army up to... in numbers, definitely. Because I would like to go after some of these other smaller nations. Probably not now. Especially not now. Alright, now that we're free... we're not going to get bonuses from the Commonwealth nations. I think there is a way, though, to share research and the focus with the Comintern. But in any case, do we do decryption? Why not? We'll do decryption. Okay, well, probably going to want to move my planes to somewhere that would be more useful, like over here. Out of curiosity, we know that they have one division, and Nepal has 2 divisions. Okay. That's not too bad. So it'd be pretty easy to take both of these states. So as far as Bhutan goes, they have 2 military factories and 1 civilian factory. And then over here, these guys have 2 military factories and a civilian factory. So I figure we go after Bhutan because they have, for how much we have to take, much less resistance. And then Afghanistan might be another target. And they have 5 military and 4 civilian, but they have a lot more troops. As a matter of fact, they have more troops than we do at this point because of that civil war. Now, Iran over here only has 3 troops, and they also have 5 military factories, but they have 12 to 14 civilian factories. Again, I think we go after these guys, though. I don't know if I can actually do that, though. Yeah, justify war goal, because we're communists now. We should be able to do that. So I'm going to justify war goal against them. And we'll probably see the Allies guarantee their independence. But honestly, I don't care. We got to work on these things. And I figure we'll probably be at war with one of these nations when the Allies are distracted elsewhere. And if we come to blows with the Allies, we can always come down and capture Ceylon down here. Granted, I don't really have the naval ability to do stuff like that. But we do have, like, French India down here that we could take. and things like that. So, yeah, that's a plan, but I'm hoping we don't see them guarantee the independence of Bhutan. I mean, I could wait until they're distracted, but we're already into 39 here. So the sooner I get justifying war goals, the better. All right, so we're going to conquer them. Okay, it's going to be Bhutan. And that'll take 185 days. So, and it's going to be 6 months, so I figure we might as well do it. It will cost us 37 political power, which is fine. Let's go ahead and send that along. And again, possibility that they'll get their independence guaranteed. We'll have to, yeah, see, they already did. So I knew that was a possibility, but oh well. All right, what do we got here? All right, so this is us doing the justifying war goals and progressing it. And how is the recruitment of troops going? Looks like it's going okay. Matter of fact, I think we could probably recruit more troops than that. So I'm going to go ahead and add another unit here. We have got another military factory here. So go in here. What do we need the most? That's probably support equipment is what we need most at the moment. We are short on resources, though. One thing I could do to alleviate that immediately would be come in here and change to limited exports. That would actually reduce how many resources that we have that go to market. It would reduce our factory output, though, and our construction speed. So that is a penalty. We'd also lose research time pretty significantly. So I don't know if that's something I'm willing to do right now. Instead, why don't we go and talk to the Soviet Union and get some aluminum from them. It's an aluminum that we're short, right? Yeah, so send. And speaking of which, we should probably be improving relationship with the Soviet Union. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Right now we're at 100. You know what? Actually, we probably don't need to improve relations. That's probably fine. All right, well, in any case, let's go ahead and continue here. And how many days are we away? Oh, we're almost done. Okay, so we got that finished. Let's go on to the next focus, which is going to just be getting our... oh, we actually have to be at war. Well, we'll be at war soon, so let's go on to the next thing here. So I think we go with the army stuff at the moment, or we could go with this. Yeah, because we're in a faction with the Soviet Union now, so we can gain the benefits of all of these things. This one here will give us an infantry unit plus a 3-skill general. I think that's pretty good. But I would prefer to get the research bonuses. Right? Yeah, common turn research. And I think that works the same thing as the Commonwealth research, I'm going to assume. So let's go ahead and try that. Because we're not at war yet, so we don't need that soldier just yet. As a matter of fact, why don't we go ahead and start training here. Okay, more stuff with that. Okay, they claim Memel. What are they working on right now? We have Czechoslovakia, so that will happen soon. Out of curiosity, is Bhutan now being guaranteed by England? Just France? Well, they're allied to each other, though, France and England, so all they really have to do is have one guarantee, and that's enough. So we might not see England guarantee. All right, so the Japanese are starting to make a lot of gains against Chinese here. And what is the actual date we can expect this to fire? It will fire in July. Okay. Well, that will be before the fighting happens in Europe, so I'm probably going to hold on to that. And we might even go after Nepal as well. I'm almost tempted to just start pumping out units ahead of, like, before they're ready. Just to get them done, but looks like they're going okay for the most part. And we'll run out of men if I do that too much. Although I am planning on bringing up the conscription here in a bit. So the goal here is just to bring these formerly green units up to the regular level, so more or less ready for the fighting. We also get some experience, army experience into our guys. Because it would be nice to get some motorized troops trained, but at the moment, I don't feel like I have the factories for that. Alright, another factory just got finished. I'm going to focus that on infantry equipment. And we're going to increase the number of infantry that we're training. So the goal here is capture Bhutan, then go after Nepal. And if we're at war with the Allies, I'll push on to the French-held territory here. I don't know what is all here. And is there resources or anything like that? Not that I can see, so there's not really probably much to be gained by capturing that. Alright, we just got our artillery upgrade. Okay, so it is in 39 now. I figure we'll just focus on industry at this point. So go ahead and do the concentrated industry. There are the Soviet volunteers, paratroopers. Some more over here. Almost to the 300 we need to bring up our conscription. Another factory. I guess we can start doing motorized stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and build motorized, and then we'll recruit a motorized unit, and I'll put them in Delhi as well. And we do have one of our mountain troopers just finishing off. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this guy, add him into the army, and then we will strategically redeploy you over by Bhutan, because we're going to be going to war with them soon. Oops. Try that again. So you strategically redeploy there, and you. We'll get you over there too. I mean, it makes sense to have mountain troops fight in the mountains. Okay, we have enough political power to do our thing now, so let's go to conscription, and we'll go to extensive. This does make training time longer, though. So do I want that? Even though it's going to give me a lot of population to work with? Maybe I should be more incremental and just go with limited, because we need to build up our army, and that kind of time delay for the training is not going to be great. So let's go ahead and do limited conscription. And we can also change one of our leaders. So for instance, this ideology drift guy, I might take him out and instead put in the popular figurehead so we can get some national unity, because we're kind of hurting there. Yeah, that seems to make a lot of sense to me. So we'll go ahead and grab popular figurehead. And we have almost 70% for our national unity. It would be much higher than that if it wasn't for the fact that we got hit 3 times by national unity penalties that, unfortunately, there's no way to get rid of, apparently. Once you lose national unity, that's pretty much permanent in this game. Okay, so the fate of Czechoslovakia, and then we just did that. Okay, so I'm thinking at this point, we're going to get close to, let's see, what is this? Research for land doctrine, armor technology, and motorized, and anti-tank. Well, I would like this one here. And it would also be nice to get this. As a matter of fact, if I had known that this was here, I probably would have done this one first. All right, we'll do this. And then we'll go on to the rebuilding the nation, because that will give me a bunch of civilian factories and military factories that will be very helpful. And speaking of civilian and all that stuff, we're still building factories here. Okay. Well, let's continue. So they now have 2 divisions, so they must have been recruiting some troops. Okay, so that is going to be Albania switching over to Italy, which has happened. And what is the German Reich working on? They're working on the pact with the Soviet Union. And we'll just keep an eye on the Japanese campaign, because that's mostly what's going on right now. Thankfully, the Communist Chinese are holding out along the river here, which is what we want them to do. Now, the upside is if the Japanese come after me, they'll then have to fight the Soviet Union and their allies much earlier than they would have to historically, which would make them, would make them suffer a little bit. And that would be at a time where the Soviet Union possibly wouldn't be distracted by the German attack. All right, so we've got yet another military factory here. And I think at this point, I'm going to go ahead and start building the close air support. Just so that we can have backup planes and things like that, if we so desire. All right, so we've got research there, advanced machine tools. So let's continue on with our other things. As a matter of fact, we can get more resources here. So we'll go with factory repair speed, which we're not going to need quite yet, but I would like the resources. Okay, we just got an infantry unit popping out here. Just have them move themselves and go ahead and add them into the army. I am a little bit concerned about French Indochina if we're at war with the Allies. So I might play a waiting game and make sure that the Japanese are attacking the Allies before I commit. We're not far away from the next focus, and then after that, We're going to be pretty close to the start of the war in the European front. And hopefully that will distract the Allies enough. Now, it might not be until late, though, that the Japanese attack the Allies. Alright, so another military factory here. I'm going to go ahead and put that into infantry equipment because we need that. As a matter of fact, we filled our artillery needs, so I'm thinking about coming in and changing some more units, because right now it's only the mountain troops that have artillery, so I'm going to add that into our normal infantry, which should change how much of that we need. But I think this is a good point to go ahead and put a cut in the video, so I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.